Today we're going to do a January no spend review. Hello, my name's Rachel, and if you don't know me already, I do videos all about minimalism, decluttering and my no spend year. And today we're going to review January and find out how I've got on. And I know last year was very much a spendy no spend year, but I am quite determined this year to make it a no spend year so that any spare money that I have can go towards travelling. So that's my mission, and that's why I'm trying to reduce down as much as I have. I have given myself a £100 spend limit, and that is it, and hopefully this month we can have a look and see how I've got on. So as you know, or maybe you don't know, I track my spend amount and I track my food budget and I track my petrol costs, because those are the ones that fluctuate and those are the ones that I have the ability to alter slightly and to improve on. So one thing I mentioned last time when I reviewed the end of the year was actually that I wasn't allocating for those months that had 5 weekends, because I always do my food shop and petrol shop on a weekend. It's important that I allocate the right amount of money for the right number of weeks. So whilst my figure this month was not kind of planned, I didn't know what that figure would be because I was trying to work out roughly what I spend. But I think now that I've done the month, I can work out what would be a good spend amount for food. So while we're on the topic of food, let's go into food. So originally I was thinking perhaps 280, because I think I had about 250 for 4 weeks to allow for 4 shops and gluten-free, etc. But the reality is that actually it needs to be more than that. I think roughly I am spending around £60 a week on food, and that is a comfortable amount, and that should be more than enough. That includes like gluten-free and stuff. So average I was spending probably about £45.50 in our main shop at Aldi, and then I've been Sainsbury's or Tesco, I'd get the gluten-free, and that would be no more than like £10 maximum. Probably not even that in a week. So it just meant that I've got that wiggle room in case there was any extra little bits and pieces that I needed, or I wanted to make something different and try a new recipe. It just gave me that flexibility. Originally I said 280, but I think realistic for 5 weekends, 5 food shops, 5 petrol would be 300. That's £60 a week. So looking through my shop for the last 5 weeks, I've actually spent 316, so I've not even kept to that budget anyway. But £16 over is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Before, when I had done months where I hadn't really thought about the fact that there were 5 weekends, 5 food shops, I was probably spending about 330. So I'm definitely on the better side of that money, considering that was a 5-week weekend. I think generally I was okay. I did a little bit more food budgeting, and I think some of that was a little bit of extras just around Christmas time, because my pay packet came in just the day before, I think day before or so of Christmas. So that just added a couple of extra treats over Christmas time in that money. So I don't think that's too bad. Let's have a look at petrol. So again, I knew it was 5 weeks, so I was thinking that I would need to spend, I spend around £35 a week. So that's looking at 175 roughly for 5 weeks. But because it was over the Christmas period and I wasn't really travelling as much, I actually managed to have less petrol, because I think I still had some from the last amount of petrol from last month left over, and I didn't buy any really over Christmas. So my payment amount this month was 130, so that's definitely under. That's just because I've just been a bit more careful. I've not gone out as much, and I haven't done anything in the evenings or weekends as I would normally do, because I've just not been as well. So I have definitely reduced down that, so that's good. So that kind of gives that leeway for the slight overspend in the food. Let's go into spend amount then. So this is where I normally give myself £100, and I wanted to be really strict with that. Before I've said £100 and I've gone way over, and I think that's just ludicrous. So what I do need to do is get that to be really tight and really specific. So this month I have managed to spend £73. I have reduced that down because I had some money given to me at Christmas, so that's allocated to be able to spend. That's like separate money. I don't account for anything that was spent under that because that's a gift. And so out of anything that was left, really, I haven't bought an awful lot. So I think the biggest chunk, probably about half of it, was some walking shoes for my son because he's doing Duke of Edinburgh. So I wanted him to have some decent shoes, and we need to be able to wear them in before he starts doing his trek. So I have bought boots so that he can start walking and doing more of that. I also bought a couple of beauty products. I bought a wet shower brush for my hair because I'm really struggling with the brush that I had. It just was kind of nagging on my hair as I pulled down, and it just was causing damage. So it just feels so much better now that I've got a comb that is just suitable for wet hair. I also bought a new baking tray, and that was replacing an old one, so I have now got rid of the old one. I bought a book, one book for £5. It's more of a kind of information kind of style book, just because it's an author that interests me. I bought some more dry shampoo. Oh, I brought a basket to put my hairdryer in under my desk, just behind me, just because it stores the attachments in and just keeps it together, and it's metal, so it wasn't gonna have issues with heating, etc. And I also bought myself a houseplant. It's the one that I have just repotted, and I repotted it into a bigger pot that I had, so that was all good. So £73 in total. So let's have a look at next month. Next month I have my MOT due for my car, so that's already allocated money, so I'm just hoping that it doesn't go over. I've also got my first trip abroad, so that will be interesting. Hopefully I can stick to budget on that. I'll let you know how I get on. I've got a birthday meal coming up in the next week for my friend, and my belated meal coming up from November because the company let me down, the restaurant let me down, and then was closed. So hopefully we're going to do that. So although I'm going to spend, I should be able to keep under the 100 budget. So that's okay. Obviously holiday money is separate. I've allocated a certain amount. I can go into more details about the holiday when I think I might do some kind of like holiday vlog where I kind of talk you through like what offers I did, how I booked it, how much it cost for flights and accommodation, and then the things that I did and how much the meals were. So you can see like a full rundown of a cost for like 3 nights away. So my plan for holidays is that each half term or each school holiday I'm going on a very short break with my son. So the first one is 3 nights, but all the others are going to be 4 nights, a Sunday to Thursday job, where it doesn't impact on my Saturday badminton club or anything like that. It just means that we have got a nice easy Sunday kind of travel day, and then a nice easy return day on the Thursdays. But my idea is to still keep it minimal, keep the costs down, and I'm doing it as cheaply as I possibly can. I'm using all public transport when I go abroad because it's so much, especially with the places that we're going to lots of city breaks, and usually the services are really good, they're really efficient. So we're going to be doing that, and it's a lot cheaper than the transport to and from airports that I got quoted. I got quoted €300, and I just thought that was absolutely ludicrous. And I worked out that I could get us a train, and that would take us most of the way there, and get a bus, and the train itself was only going to cost us €12 each. So that's a really cheap way, and it is very cheap and economical, and you can get city passes for buses, etc. So those are all the kind of things that we're going to do to make it more easy to manage. But we should have 3 nights away on our first journey, on our first holiday, and that will be Sunday to Wednesday, and then we've got a theatre trip in the Wednesday evening, so that'll be nice on the way home. So lots to look forward to in the coming month. So I'll do a vlog kind of style of places we eat and the costings of it, and I think I will plan to mainly use my cardboard because it's convenient enough to do that, and I can let my bank know. So that's my way of keeping that cost down, because I worked out that when I was using euros, as in buying the physical money, when I wanted to return them, the rate to return them was really bad. So I just thought I will have some cash for emergencies, but the plan is to use my card as much as possible because it's just more convenient, and then I don't have to worry about having loose change to try and keep hold of and things like that. So it's trying to make it as simple as possible. So I will just let my bank know when I travel, and hopefully that should be fine. But yeah, I will do a bit of a travel blog there. That was January. I think I've got on to a good start, and I'm going to get a little bit more creative with meal planning and getting some new meals in there and try new things, as well as just making sure that I'm prepped for the week. So I'm going to go and finish off prepping my meal plan and get on with my day. If you want to follow along, then don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're doing a no spend month or no spend year and how you're getting on. I'd love to know, and I shall see you soon for more videos. Take care, bye.